Hello. I wanted to talk today about professional education. I was just in a meeting and I was with an attorney, Mr. Hedden, and I was with Professor Johnny Reed. I was expounding with them on the vitality of having a professional education. Education has been around since before we were born. It was pre-Genesis. It was before anything modern man has ever known to know. It's more than a textbook. It's more than Crayola crayons. It's more than A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. And it is more than me just sitting somewhere and retaining information. It's a difference between obtaining a professional education and just learning, right? I'm in about a stage in my life right now where it's like, you're either going to know what you want to do or have a sense of it, or you're not. So I am more than glad to inspire or help to invoke the desire to learn. Professional meaning elite, a unique business, a skill or trait that isn't blue collar. Education meaning learning. There are so many fundamentals to learning that if I were down to my last dollar, I will put my dollar towards investing in my higher learning over a sandwich. I don't know, I like seafood, but I just wanted to use that as an example. If you look back in history, innovation in education has been around for numerous amounts of years. In ancient Kemet, most people know as Egypt, it was on the temples, it was said, Nase te epsum, man, know thyself. It has been a necessity to involve yourself in some type of learning network. In this day and age, it's a necessity. You can take it back to your parents. 70s to 80s, you can go get a job. It was nice. Go to the steel mill, get a trade. It's not like that. Now it's to the point where if you do not have a certain level of educational application, you're going nowhere. I know people who have nothing in terms of school, and are successful. The professor, I was just talking to, I will say this, if they had been on a path to education, it would have been more nutritious to their success. What else is there to do? What else is there to do? I don't think of learning as something I have to be, or I have to sit down and just know stuff to know. No. It's more than that now. I love the law. I'm so into the law. I'm into information technology. I'm into theater. I'm into music. I'm into a host of things. I'm a Renaissance man. I know this. If I don't have an education, that will be nothing. Okay, now let's see. If education was pre-Genesis, if education was something that was a necessity back then, it must be something happening now that's making it a necessity. If you have a high school diploma, it's said that you won't get pretty much nowhere. You will get pretty much nowhere. If you take off the glasses of average and put on, I mean, you will start to see things. I mean, it's nothing like going to school. I mean, I know I have my little moments. I mean, and you know, as a kid, I was very novice. I didn't really, you know, I was just trying to have fun. It's like now I see it as, wow, man, I really need this. It's not coming from my parents. It's not coming from no one. I mean, it's coming from the source of something that has been, was, and is to come. And most people know that it's God. Most people know that it is however they know it. But I know it as, you know, for me, it's a necessity. And it's a necessity as a higher education. I'm not saying that you need a degree to, but you need a degree. You know what I mean? I mean, you just need one. It's a different system as it would. It's more different. In ancient times to now, it's just different. I mean, if you have the necessary skills for something, it just makes sense to invest in that which will have long-term investing in that which will have long-term is the thesis of, I mean, let's take a garbage man, right? A garbage man makes I'm just saying, if it's a garbage man that makes $25,000, right? He then goes to school and he gets something in biology. So now he makes $50,000. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, that's really good. If you really want to know why I want everybody to be inspired to have something other than no education, it's because I like to learn. I like the law. I like music. It's a lot of stuff I like to do. It's also in my best interest to not let anything get in my way. You know what I'm saying? I grew up around a father who was an attorney. I mean, he had me involved in a lot of nice things as far as the arts, in terms of those positive things. I don't, you know, Michael Jackson, he grew up performing and singing. I mean, in his adult years that played out. I look at Steve Jobs. I mean, it was said, I mean, you know, as a kid in Silicon Valley, I mean, he would take things apart, put them back together. I mean, engineering, I mean, and he started his own engineering company. I grew up around artistic expression. I grew up around law. It's only natural for me to merge the two. It's beautiful. If you draw a circle and you put professional education in the middle, and then you look at everything that's around it, right? You don't let anything else get in that circle besides any professional education, okay? It's a movie out called Ivory Towers. I really wrote it. It's a movie out called Ivory Towers. It expounds on the necessity of knowing what you really want. If you go into higher education, it's an investment because it costs a lot of money. In the movie, he says it's billions and trillions and it's so much debt now. I mean, because people are going to school, I mean, it's an experience rather than a necessity. If you merge the two, experience and necessity, professional education meets in the middle. Because you need experience with what you're educated with. So you can use that to fuel the necessity of what you need to survive. And that's going to keep you on the up and up. I love learning. I love art. I love the law. I'm going to continue to do it. You know, I went to School of Arts. I also want to give a shout out, Cleveland School of the Arts, all the students that were there, are there, and are to come. I have nothing against the theater. I have nothing against any artist that pursues their passion with the utmost strength, but I am not just an artist. I have so many other abilities. I'm not going to let myself be in that box. You know what I'm saying? I also love music. I have several projects that I'm working on. I've just been investing my time in my professional education. I did not perform my first music project as much, Super Christ-like. It was a lot of songs on there I had sampled. I didn't want to, you know, in terms of the legal aspect, I did not want any negativity. I am working on another one right now as we speak. If I want to not be a Renaissance man, if I want to just go along with life, this one I'm going to be at. This one's $25,000 mark, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's about the money, but it is economic survival. I mean, that's just an acute awareness that you need to be aware of. If I'm a lawyer, and this is what I enjoy doing, arts, music, information technology. I like gardening. I like plants. I like nature. I'm up here. No, actually, I'm further than that. I'm not going to let the white man, the black man, the man on the block, any type of man or woman, or any type of negative energy take me away from my professional education. I mean, I have ancestors that were slaves, right? I mean, they couldn't read and write. It's like, it's that that's making me hungry. It's the fact that, I mean, we're living in an economy. I mean, we are living in an economy. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it now, today's society, I mean, everything started here, Africa, right? Everything was connected. But now, invaders, invaders, invaders. It's now separate. You know what I'm saying? You got the U.S. over here as a superpower. Got this over here as a superpower. Over here as a superpower. It's just, I am in tune with a superpower beyond anything continental. I believe that. You know, I don't believe, because that's to accept without proof. I know that I am in tune with that a superpower beyond anything economic. I do believe, meaning I accept without proof, but hold on. If I want to more than believe, I have to know. If I want to know, I have to be educated. I have to get my professional education. I mean, you have certain people, you know, professional education, dentist, mortician, hygienist, and all those nice words and everything like that. Attorney, you know. I'm not saying it's not a necessity. I'm not going to say that. It is. It is absolutely a necessity. I mean, I talk to people every day at work. And I went to school. This is where I'm at. Didn't go to school, and this is where I'm at. In my own independent thinking, I know that having a professional education is going to make me more knowledgeable to the point where I don't have to believe, because I have proof. It gives you that. It gives you that I worked for this, now I have something. I'm not saying this, you know, if it were up to me, if I were to choose between not going to school and investing my time in my higher education, I would invest my time in it. I also want to give a shout out to any type of higher learning institution. I mean, I was just really in a great meeting. I mean, I really had two important key people, I mean, that's really helping me on this path. I'm not playing about this. I mean, this is it. I mean, our ancestors, they fought, you know, for civil rights and everything. It's not about that. It's all about, it's an economic threshold. If you go past that threshold, racism doesn't exist. If it does, I mean, you'll probably end up like that person. I don't like to mention his name, you know, I don't want to get, you know, I mean, it's legal issues behind that. It was a certain advisor on the board of basketball teams, you know, said a racial comment. I mean, you got, you know, everybody knows what I'm talking about. If you don't, I mean, it's necessary that you research and be educated about it. But I got more music on the way. I got more monologues on the way. If you do not see me, if you imagine me, if you guess or wonder about me, I'm investing in my higher education. Investing in your higher education is a necessity. It'll help you be better, it'll help you know better, and it'll help you grow better. I don't want to be a lawyer because my father was one. I want to be one because I feel, and I think, and I know it'll be just like professional education, higher education. It'll be a long-term investment in something that's going to be nutritious to my success. It was said on the temples in ancient Egypt, Nase te epsum, know thyself. If you're thinking anything negative, I think positive. Professional education is the way to go. I'm sorry. Professional education is the way to go. I'm going to be working on a lot of stuff. So, in the meantime, I'm making investments. Oh.